Check 1 2 1 2. Greetings, family. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you could hear my voice. Alright. You know, them people are hard at work, making it really hard for you to even broadcast. Shout out to the Serious Minds family. Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing? Alright. Of course, y'all already know tonight we're going to be talking about your friend, Christopher Columbus. And just from the rip, while I go through some of these announcements, I need y'all to tell me Christopher Columbus's real name. Alright. So now, alright. If you would like to support independent black media, that's after I give everyone the greetings. Greetings. Hotep, shalom, peace, assalamu alaikum, whatever greeting that you go by. I want to greet everyone with a serious greeting. And I don't know how and why that came up. Okay, I'm learning some things. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Quan, hold on. Looks like your camera was... Oh, the camera. Oh, they're saying something happened to the camera. I'm going to put the camera back in. Hold on. Turn it back on when you're ready. The camera is already on. Hold on for a second, fam. Camera is already on. Don't tell me we're going to go to this mic and camera. Let's go to the audio. Audio. I see the audio. Camera. Nope, we don't want FaceTime. We want the Logitech like that. All right. 1 second, family. I'll be right back. Trying to get my camera back. All right. We want the Logitech Brio. Yes, that's what we want. Logitech Brio. It says show advance. We got it. I know all y'all seeing is a logo. All right. Am I right, Quan? All they seeing is a logo. Everybody here on IG, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Sit tight, my friend. Sit tight. Trying to wait for my Brio to come back on. Let me take it down. And let me put it in so I can kind of work with it for right now. All right, let me see. All right, hold on. Bring me back in. And here it is. All right, family. I don't have my other screen. I don't know what happened to my other screen. We'll figure something out. Ah, there's my other screen. All right, we're black in business. All right, shout out to everyone on IG. Of course, everyone over here on YouTube, where everyone's supposed to be. They took Facebook from me, so they're not letting me broadcast on Facebook. So I guess when it come back around, it's going to come back around. All right, me and Quan are behind the scenes doing some other things, trying to make some other things happen. So we're gonna keep it funky right here, whatever we have. We got to use what we got to get what we want. All right, so family, I was about to say greetings to everyone, and before my thing went out, so greetings to everyone, Hotep, peace, shalom, whatever greeting that you go by. All right, thank you all for joining us tonight. We had a very interesting show, and we're going to be talking about Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. Which day should it be? All right, please, no one word. Give me a sentence, give me an idea, complete thought. In the meantime, between time, if you would like, hold on for a second. No, I ain't got to do that. But if you would like the Serious Minds Brain Tonic, you have, all right, if you would like the Serious Minds Brain Tonic, you would definitely have to go to www. You forgot my dot, Quan, seriousminds.institute.com. All right. www.seriousmindinstitute.com and or www.professorgriff.me. All right, $33 plus shipping and handling. And it's about $41. Submit your payments right to PayPal. www.paypal.me/Professor Grip. Let me show you what that looked like. Some people say, well, what is the Serious Minds Brain Time? All right, let me show you. I think I can show you. Here we go, fam. Let me put it on the screen so you can see it. All right. So the Serious Minds Brain Tonic was basically created to help sharpen the mind, protecting the cells and increasing the neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. So for the people on IG, let me get it for you. All right, so for the people on IG, everyone on IG, greetings. And come on, y'all should be over here on YouTube. So, all right, so we can get this together. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. It's on sale right now. As a matter of fact, we're pouring in the morning. All right, it's done 12 o'clock tonight. It's done. It's set for 6 weeks. All right, Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to help sharpen the mind by protecting the cells and increasing the neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. For regular use, if you use this regularly, like every single day, a couple of drops and something to drink, like your man's in them, Professor Griff. All right. It can increase brain function, mood, memory, circulation, clarity, cognitive function, creative thought, concentration, energy, and promote normal levels of mental alertness. Mental alertness. Serious Minds Brain Tonic, family. Get it now. Go to my website, www.professorgriff.me. Order it tonight. Listen, I only have 30 bottles of each one of them. They have to sit for 6 weeks. That 6 weeks is up. The next 6 weeks will probably be in December sometime. As we pour, we make the next batch the next day. That's how it happens. The herbs that are used in this particular formula are shown in studies that it improves Alzheimer's disease and ADHD. Now listen, all right, the Food and Drug Administration didn't put their stamp of approval on any of this, and we're not saying this is going to cure anything or whatever. It enhances and improves. All right, if you want to think sharper, clearer, there's some other things that you got to do also. You got to get the pork out of your life and some other stuff. But anyway, it's the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. My cell phone number is 678-557-2919. And of course, the resurrection formula. All right. Now, the resurrection formula is something different. And please, when you go to the website, read all of this information before you purchase. All right. So this male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection. All right. Is the resurrection that you've been looking for. I don't know about whose resurrection you've been looking for, but this is it. And I would suggest the brothers take this every single day. It's not one of those situations where you're about to do your thing and you got to take a drop and it's supposed to automatically work. Now, if you take 3 dropperfuls, yeah, then that magic thing is going to happen, of course. The resurrection formula. What the resurrection formula consists of is on the website. Don't be a character like Professor Griffin. I turned around here and mixed both of them one night. Yeah. For real. All right. For real. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, of course, y'all already know my man Earl Holder from headquarters.com has it popping off when it comes to mastering. If you need any of your songs mastered, go see Mr. Earl Holder. 404-643-8213. Mr. Earl Holder on the check-in. Definitely. If you need your songs mastered, all right, go to Headquarters Digital Mastering Studios. 404-643-8213. All right, or go to www.headquarters. It's hdqtrz.com, family. And of course, last but not least, all right, if you're in the Dallas area or wherever you are on the globe and you need some information, this brother right here is going to be a sponsor and a supporter of Serious Minds RNTV, straight out of Dallas. My man Dewan, why did I say Dewan? Demond, all right, from Sankofa University. All right. My screen black. All right, family. Make sure you support all of these vendors and everything that they're doing. Make sure you support all these independent black businesses. Make sure you support all of these black entrepreneurs doing their thing. All right. So if you're in Dallas, make sure you check out Sankofa Kitchen and Sankofa University. All right. Make sure you pick up the Serious Minds Brain Tonic and the Resurrection Formula. All right. Now, family, we've done, pardon me, the Survival Preparedness Class 1 and 2, and on December 10th, that Thursday, we're going to do Survival Preparedness Class 3. All right. It's going to be half off to everyone that has taken 1 and 2. So make sure y'all contact me at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. But the class is $40. You can submit your payment at www.paypal.me/Professor Griff. Keep in mind, family, tonight's subject, Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. Which one should it be? Shout out to Big Wick. What's good with you, man? Hope all is well. The Survival Preparedness class. All right, let's make it happen, family. All right. Let's make it happen. All right. We're going to be giving them self-defense classes and firearms training classes. All right. Probably after the survival preparedness class in December. All right. Okay. Now, I know y'all saying, well, damn, Griff, aren't you hot in that hoodie? Nope. Sporting it for my mans and them. All right. You say, what do you mean you sporting it for your mans and them? I'm just saying. I'm an old head. All right. All right. Old head. Check out the film. Check out the company. Check out the brothers' company. All right. Old heads. Look them up on Google. All right. Old heads. All right. The book, The Warrior's Tapestry, is now available. You already know what Warrior's Tapestry is. We're putting together the Rites of Passage program centered around the book, and it's coming along fine. I'm going to roll that out in a minute, family. All right. I'm not trying to do too much. I want to just give you bits and pieces at a time. So make sure you sign up for the survival preparedness class. We're going to have that flyer up on the site no later than Wednesday. All right. All right. Shout out to Kathy Gardner. What's good with you? Rob Morrow. What's happening with you, man? All right. 70 degrees in the ATL. I know. I'm in the studio, though. It's like, yeah, maybe I got to turn the heat up or something, down, something. All right. All right. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you support independent black media by starting right here with Serious Minds RNTV. You can hit the Cash App up. That's $ Professor Griff, or however you want to donate. All right. However you want to donate, make it happen. Or you could go stay right here on YouTube and donate on the Cash App. Pardon me, on the Super Chat. Pardon me. Or you can go to my website, www.professorgriff.me. You could donate that way. All right. Anyway, Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. Which one should it be? What is Christopher Columbus's real name? Anyway, Shop Hustle a Baby. That's a hell of a name. Indigenous Day because we need not let the ones that don't know we were already here before Christopher Columbus. All right. What is the name of that book where we can kind of start building some receipts to go with these statements that we're making? What's the name of that book? All right. What book can they read to get that information? Of course, you can go to the Alternative Black Studies course and get the information. All right. The Alternative Black Studies course goes www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Seriousmindsinstitute.com. What book can we read to get that bit of information? Or we were here before Columbus. Salute. Peace, man. All the way from the bay, from the town. All right. Black warrior spirit. What's good with you? Yeah, black people are uniting. It's just those people that's sowing the seed of dissent. Yeah. No. It's 47 degrees in Wisconsin. Okay. They came before Columbus. Lamar Lee. Come on, bro. Give us the author, man. Don't put half info. This is Serious Minds. What if somebody's looking at this and they're hearing my voice, man? What is the name of the author of the book? They came before Columbus by who? Talk to me, fam. Help me out. Big Wink said Mr. Cologne is his name. That's half branch knowledge, Big Wink. Give me the full name. Come on, y'all. Stop playing with me, y'all. Shout out all the way from Milwaukee. What's good with you, Mr. Farrell Robin Hood? Ivan Van Sertima's book. And what is his book called? They came before Columbus, right? Give me that in one sentence so I could speak freely. So we can let the people know. Now, I'm only playing with you. I'm just being real hard. Ivan Van Sertima. They came before Columbus. All right. All right. Moses Blackthorn. Thank you very much. Cristobal Colon is his name. How did he get the name Christopher Columbus? And why are you celebrating Columbus Day? How did you celebrate Columbus Day? Why is there a Columbia space shuttle? Why is Columbia picture CBS with the all-seeing eye? Talk to me, family. All right, we just breaking some things down. All right, I put all of that information in this book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. All right, hold on, don't go nowhere. And I put all of the symbols that we're talking about tonight in this book, Symbology. What is the all-seeing eye of the CBS and why is it Columbia Broadcasting System? All right. And what is the Colombian faction of the Illuminati? What is the Colombian faction of the Illuminati? You got the book? All right. Smyrk, 1617. Columbia is a goddess that is worshipped here in America and throughout Freemasonry and secret societies. Black Moses dropping it. I'm in Soul Lace 12-week goddess class. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Holistic traveler. Come on. Someone says she's a Greek goddess. Okay. Who are the original Greeks? All right. We're going to dive into the Columbus thing in a minute, but we just asking some questions right now because we lay in the base. All right. Who were the original Greeks? Were the original Greeks white, green, tan, brown, black? Talk to me. The Statue of Liberty is supposed to be representation of the goddess Columbia. Nope. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right because they took that image and made the Statue of Liberty. You're right. And they also used that and as the torchbearer, the patron saint of not Manifest Destiny, but yeah, Manifest Destiny. All right. You got to remind me, Terrence Bailey. I'm not going to remember that, bro. You got to hit me up. All right. Come on, family. Let's talk. Come on. So, if Christopher Columbus, his name wasn't even Columbus. All right. He didn't discover anything. People were already here. Indigenous, black, and brown people were already here. All right. There were black people, black Greeks ruling before any other complexion Greeks came along, these Johnny-come-latelys that came along later on. We're just going over some basic stuff so we can lay the base for this conversation that we're about to have dealing with Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. All right, Rich Mitchell said we need to look up the book. The original Statue of Liberty was a black goddess. All right, black, big wink. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. All right, and she had chains on her ankles. Look up Dr. George G.M. James's book, Stolen Legacy. Dr. George G.M. James's book, Stolen Legacy. All right. Anyway, Dr. George G.M. James. What does the GM stand for? Come on, talk to me. In Dr. George G.M. James' name, what does the GM stand for? VC said Lerone Bennett Jr. also has a book called They Came Before the Mayflower. They came before the Mayflower. They came before the Mayflower. You said that Derek. You said the GM stands for Grand Master. I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. That would be dope if it did. Come on. I'm gonna leave that right there until y'all give me the answer. So you said Alex Little said Dutch, Jews, Portuguese, and Spanish, among others, were looking for a new land and ended up enslaving Africans for capitalistic exploitation. All right. Okay, called them the holders of the light. All right. U.S. versus the USA are the 13 black British colonies. Woo! Ernest coming, dropping science, dropping some knowledge on us. Granville Monet, thank you very much. The GM didn't stand for Grand Master, but he was a Grand Master. But because of that book, they slit his throat from ear to ear. Dr. George G.M. James. All right. All right. All right, family. So let's dive into this a little bit deeper. Let's see what they have to say on YouTube about this particular individual. All right. Hold on for a second. Let me share the screen. I'm gonna try to pull it up over here so you guys can hear it on IG.
Is that all of the celebration of Columbus and the way he was taught for so many centuries ignores the fact that his arrival also marked the beginning of a tremendous era of death and desolation for the hundreds of millions, perhaps 100 million Native Americans who were here when Columbus arrived. For many, many years, it was celebrated as a day of beginning and exploration and discovery. Now it's seen as the beginning of an era of conquest and death.
An era of conquest and death. All right. It set off an era of conquest and death. All right. Let's keep these things in mind when we're talking about Columbus, Christopher Columbus. All right. What nationality was Christopher Columbus? Let's think about that.
In recent years, we're reassessing what Columbus did, what he meant to America and the rest of the world, and that's changing not only how people think about Columbus, it's changing the way we think about this holiday, making people question whether we should even have a holiday in honor of a man whose historical record is pretty spotty. The idea that Columbus was not a hero is something that really began to emerge in the late 60s and early 70s as historians began to reassess this story that had been told for so long and to look at what Columbus had done to the Native American people. I think it was Berkeley, California that decided first to rename Columbus Day Indigenous Peoples Day. You see that in more and more cities and states around the country right now. It's even on some calendars. When I think about Columbus Day today, obviously we don't want to celebrate anymore. This isn't a day to think about what a great guy he was and how wonderful his discoveries were. But I think it's a great opportunity to talk about the impact that one man has on history and how it did change the world for better and for, in many ways, for worse. Whether you want to call it Columbus Day or the Indigenous Peoples Day, it's a really good time to talk about real history and what happens to real people, because that's what history is. Connects the present to the past, which is what history should do, ideally.
Connect the present to the past. Connect the present to the past. Wow. All right. What do y'all think, family? So you say Christopher Columbus' nationality was European? Okay. Muhammad in the comments. Peace, man. He was Italian. He said he was Spanish. Wow. We need to do some serious research, man. All right. Mo, what's good with you? Thanks for the donation. Really appreciate that. All right. Confessions and letters to the Pope and bishops. We need to really study what this man kind of gave and contributed. All right. If he did anything at all. But we know some of the things he did, but we want to know his nationality. Thank you very much, son of Olodumare. Thank you. Really appreciate that. You got the answer correct. He was Jewish. You're right. Brandon said whether we think about celebrating it or not, we need to start the conversation like the gentleman on the clip that I just played. We need to at least begin to start to have the conversation. All right? We need to begin to have the conversation. Why the United States celebrates Columbus Day? Why? Why does the United States celebrate Columbus Day? We ever think about why? And then why, in the midst of protests and in the spirit of revolutionary change, why are they leaving up Columbus's statue? Columbus and his crew spread diseases, butchered and murdered and robbed and raped people. All right. I don't know, Robbie Blue. That may not be correct. Check your facts, bro. Come on now. So let's dive into this next clip and let's see, why should we be celebrating? Why does the United States, not we, but why does the United States celebrate Columbus Day? All right. Let's see. Hold on for a second. Sit tight. Let me get that off the screen. Let me do this. All right.
Christopher Columbus is all over America. There are statues in his honor, streets and cities are named after him. He's got his own national holiday, complete with parades. For centuries, Columbus has been celebrated as the brave explorer who discovered the New World.
We celebrate Columbus Day, the anniversary of that day in 1492, when Columbus first sighted the land of the New World, America.
But Columbus never even set foot on North American soil. His 4 voyages brought him to the modern-day Caribbean islands, Central and South America, but never to the country where more than 50 cities, towns, and counties bear his name. We rarely hear about the other explorers, who actually landed in the US just a couple decades after Columbus. So how did a man who never even set foot in North America end up with a national holiday and a permanent place in American mythology?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we gotta stop right there. Christopher Columbus never stepped foot in the United States of America. Marinate on that. Come on, family. Come on. He never stepped foot in the United States. How the hell he discovered a place that he never been to? How does he discover America and he's never been to America? How's that? No, come on, talk to me. I want somebody to say something. How does he discover a place and find a place and a name? They give him the credit for the discovery, right? And he never stepped foot in the United States, but he's credited for discovering it. Wow, we've been hoodwinked, man. Bamboozled, run amok, led astray. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Shit, Plymouth Rock landed on us. Wow. All right, let's finish the clip, family.
Columbus and his arrival in the Americas is mostly introduced to kids through books, songs, or cartoons like this one.
I will discover a shortcut to India and bring back some of the great wealth I find there. And I can do it, for I know the world is round.
One of the many problems with cartoons like this one is that it taught a lot of wrong information. Children were told that Columbus defied conventional wisdom and proved the world was round. But at the time, people already knew the Earth was round. Columbus actually claimed the world was smaller than predicted, and he was wrong. Children were also told that Columbus's voyages to the inhabited islands in the Americas were peaceful.
The people Columbus called Indians were very friendly, and they gave Columbus and his men many gifts.
But they don't mention that Columbus and his men were responsible for the mass deaths of native people. A friar who lived on the islands Columbus reached and experienced the brutality of the conquest wrote about it. He wrote, "They forced their way into settlements, slaughtering small children, old men, and pregnant women." These details have been kept out of most textbooks from the beginning, allowing Columbus to become an American icon. The idealized version of Columbus is as old as the United States. It all began during the War of Independence when the US fought the British. The new nation needed a rebellious, non-British symbol, and they found one in Columbus. Once the US won independence, streets and cities were named after him. Columbus's iconic status was further cemented in 1828 when Washington Irving published a biography glorifying him. He described him as brave, heroic, and a genius, but he neglected to mention his brutal treatment of indigenous people. But Columbus's real big break came in the late 1800s, when the country he'd never visited started experiencing some massive changes. Italian immigrants were arriving in the United States in big numbers, and they faced harsh discrimination. They were treated as perpetual foreigners and restricted to manual labor. Their Catholic beliefs opened the door for even more discrimination, so they embraced Columbus. After all, he was Italian and Catholic and already admired, so he quickly became an icon for Italian immigrants who argued that they too belonged in America. On the 400th anniversary of Columbus's arrival in 1892, Columbus Day was first brought into the school system. Schools held celebrations and students pledged allegiance to the flag for the first time, associating Columbus with patriotism in classrooms across America. A year later, Columbus became the theme of the World Expo in Chicago, branding him America's hero around the world. As Columbus and his legend became further embedded in American culture, so did the Knights of Columbus, a Catholic social club founded by Italian immigrants. By 1937, the Knights of Columbus had gained enough influence to convince President Roosevelt to proclaim Columbus Day a federal holiday. But not everyone wanted to celebrate Columbus. While the myth of Columbus had been developing throughout history, Native Americans in the US had been dealing with destruction and discrimination for centuries at the hands of all the European settlers that followed Columbus. But in the 60s, things started changing in America. As the civil rights movement demanded change, Native rights became a part of the conversation.
We've asked the government for hundreds of years to do things for our people or with our people. The government has only compromised, only given us token issues to deal with. We're here today as living factors of the problem that are still existing.
Historians started re-examining Columbus and his story, correcting the myth and including the missing historical facts. As revelations about Columbus have become mainstream, some people have rejected the holiday, as well as the man and the legacy behind it. Today, cities around the US are opting out of celebrating Columbus Day. In some cities, they are choosing to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day instead. At the same time, more than half of Americans think celebrating Columbus Day is a good idea, according to a poll commissioned by the Knights of Columbus. Most countries are formed with the help of myths and heroes to forge a sense of unity and belonging. It's human nature. But as the myth of Columbus is confronted with brutal historical facts, the US will have to decide which myths are worth keeping and which ones to discard.
What were black people doing in 1492? I'm just curious. What were black people doing in 1492? It's a basic question. See, when you start putting the focus and the attention back on the self, so that we can understand the self, then we can kind of figure it out. So we were living the life, building, farming, living in harmony, living in peace, unchained, living in Africa. Well, Eric, were we living in America too? Were black people in America in 1492? Were black people in America in 1492? So then if we answer these questions, basically we can determine whether or not, if he's an enslaver, a murderer, a rapist, a thief. How many voyages did Columbus make to the quote unquote New World? And what islands did he visit? What was going on these particular islands way before he got there? All right. And why is it that they still center a day around this individual, an individual that never stepped foot in North America? Okay. And turn that fan off. It was killing me. That's right. Ernest, we are the original people in North America. Eddie Van Trump says Indians did not name or create the United States of America. Remember, my ancestors destroy your ancestors easily. Well, who are your ancestors? This is a basic question I'm asking. Who are you, and then who are your ancestors? I think a lot of times when we ask basic questions, a lot of times, if you're just quiet for a minute and wait on the answer, people will tell on themselves. Right? So, yeah, I mean, it's a simple thing by asking a question, waiting for the answer, and see what actually comes up. I think a lot of us we don't ask enough questions. Like the very simple 10 questions that I've asked on this program tonight. If we would simply just answer the question, I think, yeah. Okay, so what is this concept of the $5 Indian? All right, what is this concept about? What is a $5 Indian? So, Stephen C. Patterson, what question should I be asking? And this is not my language. This is a foreign language that I'm speaking. So I guess by you spelling axe like A-X-E, I guess you're trying to be funny. Now, if you want to tell jokes, I got jokes. For real, I do. Yeah, but this is not my language. This is a foreign language. All right? Keep that in mind. White people kidnapped black people, all right, and brought us over here where the other black people were and enslaved all of us. All right? Took our name, language, culture, God, and religion from us. So, yeah, this is not my language. Whites who paid $5 to be labeled as Indians in order to receive reparations. Thank you very much. No, Courtney, it's an interesting conversation, though, because what it does, it brings out the truth. And I think a lot of times when trolls come on and put up information and put it out there, we could always tell the truth. Right? Come on, Courtney, talk to me. They paid $5 to get on the registry to be recognized as Native American or Indian, the $5 Indian. So when we talk about Columbus Day, when we talk about the Indigenous People Day, who were the Indigenous people here? Who were the Indigenous people here, family? So if it's going to be called Indigenous Peoples Day, who were the indigenous people? All right.
And Columbus.
All of this information you can find sections of it in my Alternative Black Studies course. Go to Serious Minds Serious Minds Institute, all right? Or just Google Professor Griff's Alternative Black Studies course. It's there if you want to seriously study, all right? So the copper tone people, the Moors, blacks, the indigenous people are the Moors, the black people, the copper tone people, all right? Let's see what this last clip has to say before we close out, family.
Learned that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. But since there were already millions of people living on the American continents when he arrived, what is Columbus's real importance in history? This video will show what really happened during his voyages between two worlds and how they helped shape the world we know today. In 1451, Columbus was born in the Republic of Genoa. There he began his sailing career, but in 1477 he was hired as a merchant mariner for King John II of Portugal. Portugal was gaining power on the seas, colonizing Atlantic islands and establishing trade with African kingdoms. By the 1480s, they found out the Indian Ocean was on the other side of Africa. This discovery gave them a fast and cheap trade route to the rich goods of Asia. During Portugal's rise in power, a group of European scholars thought the Earth was smaller than what was previously believed. This meant one could reach Asia by sailing west. Because of the newly invented printing press, Columbus read about these recent theories and was enthralled with the idea of sailing west for riches. He tried to get funding for an expedition from Portugal, but King John didn't believe in the small Earth theory. He then tried in France, England, and Spain with no luck until 1492 when the Spanish sovereigns, Ferdinand and Isabella, decided to help fund 3 ships for a voyage. They saw Columbus as a means to compete against Portugal's success. The Niña, Pinta, and Santa Maria set sail on August 3, 1492. After a stop on Gran Canaria, the rest of the trip took 5 weeks. On October 12th, land was spotted. It was an island, and at dawn Columbus went ashore. Because he believed in the small Earth theory, Columbus thought he was near Japan. He called the natives of this island Indians because India was what many Europeans called Asia at the time, but the natives were really called the Taino. Trade began between the two parties, but it was clear that the Taino did not possess the fabled riches of East Asia. However, some of them wore gold as jewelry. Columbus was hungry for gold to bring back to Spain. He wandered around searching for a large amount of gold until the Santa Maria crashed into a reef on Hispaniola. Columbus left 39 men at the site to build a colony. He promised he would return for them and sailed back to Spain. When he arrived in Europe, Columbus was famous. He had sailed into the unknown and returned to tell the tale. He brought back many things to show the Spanish king and queen, including Tainos he had kidnapped. But he did not bring enough gold, so Ferdinand and Isabella equipped Columbus with 17 ships for his second voyage, and named him governor of all the lands he discovered. Columbus was an excellent sailor. He found his way back to Hispaniola using his own keen navigation skills, and kept the coordinates of his route a secret. When the fleet arrived at Hispaniola, they found out that the 39 men who were left there to build a colony had been killed by a local chief. They also found out the same chief had lots of gold on his land. Columbus led a crew into his territory and found a gold quarry. The chief was angered by the arrogance of these invaders, and soon fighting broke out. To intimidate the chief, Columbus captured 3 of his captains and beheaded them in public. This enraged the Tainos and disturbed many of the Spanish. To make things worse, there was soon no gold left to mine. Columbus sent letters back to Spain on a ship and exaggerated the amount of gold that was found. To produce more profit for the king and queen, Columbus suggested starting a slave trade. Without waiting for a response, he seized over 500 natives and sent them to Spain. Most of the remaining natives fought against this injustice, so Columbus unleashed terror on them. Once defeated, they were forced to pay tributes of gold to the Spanish. It was worse than slavery. People who didn't find enough were punished brutally. Forced to constantly look for gold, the Taino could not farm their lands anymore. Many escaped into the hills, only to be hunted down. During the first few years of the tribute system, 50,000 natives died. Columbus's brutal command made him enemies in the colony as well as in Europe. In 1496, he sailed for Spain to defend his actions to Ferdinand and Isabella. He left his brother Bartolomeo in charge of the colony until he returned. The king and queen listened to his defense and allowed him to return to Hispaniola in 1498. By now, the colony was a disaster. Bartolomeo was just as bad at governing as his brother was, if not worse. A rebellion had begun among the Spanish, and soon the king and queen sent a royal investigator to assess the situation. He put the Columbus brothers on trial. They were found guilty of numerous crimes against both the Spanish and the natives. The brothers were arrested and sent back to Spain. Christopher Columbus was no longer in charge of the New World. Now old and humbled, he was allowed one last voyage across the ocean, but he was not permitted to return to Hispaniola. He explored the Caribbean for 2 years before sailing back to Spain, where he died in 1506. We have learned that Columbus was ambitious, intelligent, and courageous, but he was no hero. His exploits in the colony were disasters for the native inhabitants, and their way of life was destroyed by his actions as governor. But his efforts led Europe to dominate the world through colonization and the expansion of kingdoms into empires. If Columbus did not succeed, someone else would have. But since his journey was the first to establish a link between the old world and the new, his name is remembered.
All right. All right, so, yeah. Okay. All right, so what do y'all think? Talk to me. Come on. I know you got some thoughts going around in your head like, damn, this dude was brutal. How the hell in America, they celebrating? Griff, please record this lecture as Instagram is purposely malfunctioning. All right. Now, when I go put the information together and say, you know, I'm setting up the Patreon thing or I'm setting up the subscription on YouTube, I don't want to hear nobody because I'm putting the information together to teach it. Of course, on Serious Minds, 1 hour every night won't be able to cut it. All right. You can't see anyone's comments right now. Yeah, Instagram's doing it. Yeah, so yeah, we just got to kind of figure out how we can do it, where we can watch it, see it, and get the information. All right. Mo said lies, lies, and more lies. All right, so liar's job is to lie. So family, I hope you've gotten something out of this. And we're setting up the Patreon right now where we can have these classes and talk outside of Serious Minds weeknights at 9 o'clock. We can give the lecture and make it happen, the virtual lecture. All right. Those of y'all that want to remain over here as subscribers and part of a membership on YouTube will be able to do that. All right. But we need to set up something outside of this so we can talk, so we can break these things down. All right. Okay. All right. So family, if you want to support independent black media, do so. Hit the Cash App, $ Professor Griff, regardless of what it is. All right. Twist some nickels and dimes together and make us some dollars. All right, so we can do some things. Take the class, the Survival Preparedness class, December 10th. Go to www.professorgriff.me. The flyer will be up on Wednesday where you can kind of register and sign up for the class. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about Halloween when it rolls around. Ghosts and goblins and all this other stuff and Samhain, and we're going to break it all down. We probably don't have a lot of time to break it down on here, but we're going to do the best that we can. All right. We're going to do the best that we can. All right. If you would like to support independent black media, please do so by starting right here with Serious Mind RNTV. Support however you can support. All right. Whatever you can give. When you hear about the classes happening, join. When you hear about things going on, participate. Let us feel your presence. All right. Remember the Survival Preparedness Class number 3, available Thursday, December 10th at 7 p.m. Half off for everyone that has taken the first 2 classes. All right. You said they're going to cancel Halloween because of the pandemic? They're not going to do that. That ritual of Halloween and ghosts and goblins and all that kind of stuff, it's too much money surrounding these unholy days. All right. All right, family, once again, get the Resurrection Formula and the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. All right. You can get both of these at Serious Minds Institute. All right. .com, SeriousMindInstitute.com, or go to ProfessorGriff.me and purchase it. John Trey, come on, bro. You need some Serious Minds Brain Tonic, man. All right, family. It's Professor Griff. I love y'all to life. I got to get out of here. Quan, matter of fact, I'm going to make sure you get this one, Quan. Serious Minds Brain Tonic. For real. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously. I love y'all to life, man. It's Professor Griff. I got to get ready to get out of here. Y'all take care. I will see y'all tomorrow night. Any suggestions for anything that we should cover every night at 9 o'clock, just send them to me. SeriousMindsInfo@gmail.com, or just text me, 678-557-2919. Professor Griff, and I got to get ghosts. All right. Peace, family. Peace.